So we're boost.ai. Kind of our main focus in life is to deliver conversational AI to enterprises, and we're mainly focused on the financial industry. Everything you see today is stuff you can easily, as a customer, set up in the admin panel and kind of do yourself, so you don't need tech people or us, so you can build everything by yourself as a customer. If you start with the first question. So you can also see that we kind of here support multi-language. So now we're first in English, then we're talking in Spanish. You can also quite easily switch back again to English. You can also see here that we can support very difficult language with a lot of spelling mistakes and so on. Because a typical user won't usually write in a very nice way, so you got to kind of deal with the user however they're going to type. You can also see here that we can deal with kind of two questions at the same time. We have a technology we call automatic semantic understanding, which means we can understand how the neural net thinks and which words are important when. So if we kind of continue now, we clicked on the interest rate. Now we're talking about the topic of interest rate. So with the next question now, if you continue, Sam, you can see that since we're already talking about interest rate, when you ask a new question, we can kind of continue the dialogue and understand its current topic. So now we're going to ask for blocking a card, because we'd like to do that instead. Then we're going to ask for your ID, so that we can get some information about you. Of course, ideally, you have as much possible information on the back end as possible and don't have to ask the end user for everything. And I might say, for example, now that I prefer to be called Lars, because I don't like to use my middle name, which is actually a last name, but Norwegian has this weird stuff where you can only have one last name, so you have to put the other one as a middle name. So you can also change entities. And now you're going to say, OK, the address is still there. We're seeing kind of two cards here getting printed. A kind of interesting thing here is that you might not always follow the path. So the end user might not always do what you want him to do. So here you can see the end user is kind of just jumping ahead and wanting to do something else. So you can actually set it up so that the AI will kind of make the end user continue and then complete your task. If you take the next step, so then you can kind of click on it, continue. But maybe the end user doesn't know which card. So you can also understand the context of the conversation now and give them kind of feedback to have a dialogue with the end user while you're guiding them through it. And now you can say, OK, I'll block my debit card. So then that one's done. So now you might say, I'm short on cash. So maybe, and you can see kind of the proactive one coming up here. But maybe I'm short on cash. Can you help me with that? So I might want to delay my payment. It's going to cost me $10. I want to do that. It's going to confirm. And then the interesting part is, kind of here, it kind of says back that I might want to get an insurance also. But this bot doesn't know anything about insurance. So now we're actually going to, if you click on that one, we're actually switching to another virtual agent. So this is kind of a network of virtual agents. And now that one can help me with the insurance part. So now we're going to log in. Now you can see we're logged into the insurance. And we can kind of add this one. So the last thing we're going to show you guys now is just something that's actually live. You have the virtual assistant network. It's live here. This is Finnish immigration. This is not a demo. This is actually their live website. You have the tax authorities, immigration and patent office. They're all working together in a network so that all the computers can talk together. So when you switch the subject, you can switch to another computer. So because we really envision that for the end user to get a really amazing customer experience, you need to be able to have just one endpoint to the end user. They don't want to talk to many small bots. So if you look here now, if I ask if you can help me with my taxes, now we're actually talking to kind of immigration originally. It can transfer over to the tax authorities. And you can see now the kind of color of the avatar changes. And then you can change which government department you're talking to. Now we could also go over to another government department. Should be patent office, I think. So now you can see we can also switch over to patent. So you can see this is very interesting. It has a lot of interesting use cases where you can have virtual agents working together and collaborating with each other, but also collaborating with humans. And if you're going to look at kind of the core thing we deliver is that we probably have the most live virtual agents in the world for enterprises. I challenge any of you to kind of try find someone that has more. And it's kind of our ability to take a customer live and produce real business value is probably the kind of the strongest edge we have. So it would be great to kind of have some of you guys come over to our booth downstairs and have a continued chat. Thank you.